There are actually people who put a physical traffic light on, unlike a notification icon on screen. It all starts with a Claude Code feature called hook. Exactly. So it's not something you...
I threw a task at Claude Code, went off to do something else, and totally lost track. 30 minutes went by. It had already finished, but I had no idea, and I wish I'd fed it a couple more rounds of instructions.
Not having to watch it while it runs is nice. But not knowing the moment it's done kind of kills the efficiency gain.
When I'm working in another tab, the notification just gets buried, you know.
And honestly, if desktop notifications are off, there's no way to even notice Claude Code's notifications in the first place.
I wonder how everyone else handles this. Is it just a Sharina problem?
No, it's happening all over the world at once. That exact struggle. There are actually people who put a physical traffic light on their desk and wire it up to Claude Code status.
A traffic light? Like it turns green when it's done?
Yeah, red for waiting on approval, yellow for working, green for done. A real light that lights up.
Building an actual physical device for it is a pretty serious commitment.
It's not just traffic lights, LED lamps, small displays, all kinds of approaches are showing up. Some people go the software route too. Engineers all over the world are trying interesting approaches, so let's check them out. So why does the AI left unattended problem happen in the first place? First off, the terminal's basically hidden in the background while you're working, right?
Your browser or editor's up front, so you might not even see it.
While Claude Code's running, you're usually doing other stuff anyway. Even if a notification comes in, it gets buried under Slack or email and you miss it.
And if you're running things in parallel with work trees, it's even more chaotic.
Right? You've got 3 or 4 sessions running, and you lose track of which one's done.
There's also the case where it's not actually done, it's just stuck waiting for approval.
That's the most wasteful one. The AI asking, is it okay to delete this file? And meanwhile you've just left it hanging.
So you're both just waiting on each other.
Same thing when you step away during a long task. Fine if it's done when you get back, but the worst case is it stopped partway through.
Couldn't you just make the notifications more noticeable?
Tweaking notification settings only gets you so far. So people started pushing the state out to something external instead. Claude Code has this thing called hooks. It can run any script you want whenever the state changes. That's where it all starts. Alright, let's look at that traffic light thing. It's originally a post on Reddit's r/Claude Code, and it uses an actual traffic light module.
Like the ones you see on the road.
A miniature version though. Red, yellow, and green LED stacked vertically, small enough to sit on a desk. The colors are simple. Red means waiting for approval, yellow means it's working, and green means it's done.
If it's lighting up at the edge of your vision, you'd definitely notice right away.
Unlike a notification icon on screen, a physical light blinking at the edge of your vision is hard to ignore. That's what makes it work.
When you're focused on something else, on-screen alerts are surprisingly easy to miss.
Here's the thing. The original creator's version was just a personal DIY project, and the code was never published.
So anyone who wants to copy it has to build it from scratch themselves.
Right? But someone else got inspired by the idea and built an open source version. It's a project called Agent Light, and it controls the traffic light with an Arduino.
So now anyone can build one for themselves.
It uses those hooks we talked about earlier to send state changes to the Arduino. It also comes with a virtual traffic light that floats on screen, so you can try it out even without the physical device.
If there's a software version, I'd want to try that one first.
Let's look at some approaches beyond traffic lights. There's a project called Claude Lamp that repurposes an off-the-shelf LED lamp.
Oh, so if it's off the shelf, you don't have to build any hardware yourself.
Right. There's a lamp called Moonside Halo, originally meant for interior decor. It stays connected to a Mac over Bluetooth all the time and represents Claude Code's state with color.
A desk lamp that changes color on its own is kind of cool, actually.
While it's working, it does a soft pulsing animation in white and navy. When it goes idle, it switches to a solid color, and it glows purple when it's waiting for input.
So whether it's animating or not tells you if it's running or stopped.
It keeps the connection alive with core Bluetooth, so there's barely any reconnect delay.
Since it's macOS only, does that mean it doesn't work on Windows?
That's the case for now. Yeah. It depends on Mac's Bluetooth API. It's got 285 stars on GitHub, and XDA developers covered it too.
It's a low barrier if you can just buy the lamp and try it right away.
There's an even more elaborate approach than the lamp. It's a project called Cloudmeter, and it uses a small display.
A display, so it's not just colors, it actually shows something.
There's Claude's mascot, Claude, and that pixel art moves depending on the token consumption rate.
So the higher the usage, the busier it looks.
Right? When the API load is high, Claude runs around frantically.
That's cute. I'd want that on my desk.
The hardware's a Waveshare 2 16-inch AMOLED, paired with an ESP32S3. You can build it for around $35 in parts.
Cheaper than I expected? Do you need to solder anything?
It's a module with a dev board and display built in, so there's barely any wiring. There's a side button too, and you can use it to switch voice mode.
So it's not just for display, you can actually control it too.
It's got over 700 stars on GitHub, and it's been featured on Hackster, EO, and Yahoo Tech too.
Something built this well is basically official merch quality, you know.
All the devices we've covered so far run on the same mechanism.
The traffic light, the lamp, the display, all of them.
It all starts with a Claude Code feature called hooks. It lets you run any script whenever a state changes.
Which moments can you hook into?
Things like pre-tool use before a tool runs. Stop when processing finishes. Notification when a notification fires. Send those events out externally. And you can light up pretty much any device you want.
So how you communicate after receiving a hook is different for each project.
Agent Light receives the hook in Node.js and sends it to the Arduino over serial. Claude Lamp uses BLE, and Cloudmeter also sends to an ESP32 over BLE.
Is there an easier way for people who don't know serial or BLE?
There's also a pattern where you write the state out to a JSON file and have a separate program poll it, like a traffic light widget built with Python's tkinter that checks the file every 500 ms.
Does the official documentation cover how to actually use hooks in detail?
The hooks reference on code, Cloud.com is the starting point, so that's the place to check first. For people who think physical devices are too much of a hurdle, there's a software way to solve it too.
Something that stays entirely inside the terminal.
Right? The approach is customizing your status line, so you can always see the state at a glance. The most well-known one is CC status line, and you can set it up with a single npx command.
Being able to try it without installing anything is nice.
It's got over 11,000 stars on GitHub, so it's a pretty widely used tool. It can show your remaining context, session cost, and rate limit status all the time.
Being able to see the rate limit is quietly really helpful.
Yeah, it can show a progress bar for how close you are to the 5-hour limit. There's also another one called Coraline, and its selling point is customizability.
So you mean you can change the look to whatever you like?
Do you know Power Level 10K? The one that makes your ZSH prompt look sharp.
Oh, the one that makes your terminal look stylish.
Coraline has that same vibe. You can pick your Claude Code status line from 9 different themes. It can also show the worktree name and branch, so it solves the multiple sessions problem too.
Being able to tell at a glance which session belongs to which branch would really help.
CC status line and Coraline are pretty feature-rich, but some people just want something simpler.
If there are too many things displayed, it might just end up cluttered.
There's a developer named Daniel Mackay, who built his own version in a 60-line shell script. Worktree name, branch, model, remaining context, session cost, plus a progress bar for the 5-hour rate limit, and the reset time.
It shows the reset time too. That's handy, you know exactly how many minutes you've got to wait.
Yeah, when you hit the rate limit, being able to see when it'll recover is quietly really helpful.
Is it fetching that with an API call? Wouldn't that eat into your tokens?
It's just reading information Claude Code already has internally, so there's 0 extra API calls. It's built on top of the official status line customization feature, assembled with a shell script.
So you can just pick the info you actually need and build it yourself.
If an existing tool feels like overkill, starting from a minimal setup like this is a good option too.
You said that Agent Light from earlier also has a software version, right?
Yeah, the one you can try without any physical device. There's an even simpler one, a project called Cloud Code Traffic Light.
Another traffic light? How's it different?
It runs on just Python's standard tkinter, so you don't need to install any extra libraries. A tiny 56x 188 pixel window floats there, always on top.
So you can just tuck it into a corner of your screen?
And it automatically detects multiple sessions and shows whichever color has the highest priority.
So if you're running 3 sessions in parallel, and even one is waiting for approval, it turns red.
Right? It won't turn green until all of them are green.
Does it work on Windows too?
Works fine as long as Python's installed. Good one to try before building a physical device. We've looked at a bunch of approaches now, so it's tough to pick one.
I wonder which is better, physical devices or software.
The strength of a physical device is that you can catch the state out of the corner of your eye. Even if your terminal's hidden behind other windows, a color change on the lamp still gets your attention.
Even when you're focused on something else, catching it in your peripheral vision is a real advantage.
That said, if you're prioritizing easy setup, status line-based approaches are way more convenient. One npx command and you're in. No physical wiring needed either.
What about running parallel sessions with work trees?
Status line wins there. You can always see which session belongs to which branch. With a physical device, it's hard to convey the state of multiple sessions at once.
So who are things like the ESP32 display actually for?
Honestly, that's for people who just enjoy building the thing itself. A desk screen where Cloud runs around while it's working. People want it more for the attachment than the practicality.
I get the appeal of shaping your dev environment into something you love.
What we covered today were the two big representatives, the physical camp and the software camp. But there's actually a bunch of other approaches out there beyond these.
There's more. Like what?
Some people send Cloud Code notifications straight to smart glasses, so it shows up at the edge of their vision.
Smart glasses feel kind of futuristic.
There's the smartwatch vibration-only crowd, and the people who change the color of their smart bulb. Some send themselves a notification on Slack. It's really all over the place.
So that's the beauty of hooks. You can wire it up however fits your own setup.
Exactly. So it's not something you can pin down as this is the one right answer. What clicks depends entirely on what environment you're in and how you work.
So viewers, how do you notice when the AI is waiting on you?
If you've got a clever setup or built something yourself, we'd love to hear about it in the comments.
Sharina wants some ideas too, so please share.